Kiran, the Women Techmakers lead at GDSC VIT Bhopal, welcome you all to a session on personal branding, which will conclude WinterFest 2022. Our primary agenda throughout the session will be to understand the role and importance of personal branding. In addition to boosting our careers, knowledge about personal branding is also essential for building our self awareness before we market our skills, talents, and accomplishments to potential employers. We will discuss the nuances of maintaining consistent, organized, and up to date resumes and LinkedIn profiles. Here is the agenda for our session. We will be taking up all of the questions based on the session in the end as well. Further details about BlogCon, which is the Winterfest blog writing competition, will be shared in the end as well. One important announcement is that we will be giving some exciting prizes to selected audiences based on their interaction and engagement in the chat throughout the session and Winterfest. So be proactive during the session too. So, what is personal brand in the first place? It is the combination of your personal and professional attributes, values, strengths, and passions representing the value you offer, even beyond a career standpoint. In this immensely competitive time, resumes and LinkedIn profiles are vital tools to highlight your skills efficiently. Personal branding creates an identity where we can project beyond the boundaries of the company or organization that we work for. It involves strategizing ways to match what we can offer with what organizations need. This will help you stand out among other applicants and candidates who have similar skills and qualifications as you do. Now, I would like to invite Tulip Agrawal and Shreya Sahu to elaborate on effective resume writing.
Thank you, Shireen. A very good evening to everyone. I'm Shreya Sahu, Women Tech Makers member at GDSC VIT Bhopal, and I'd like to talk about how we can work on building effective resumes. The first question that comes to mind is, what is a resume? In literal Wikipedia words, a resume, also called a curriculum vitae, is a document created and used by a person to present their background, skills, and accomplishments. And in simpler words, a resume is a document that tells your story. And as said by August Wilson, the simpler you say it, the more eloquent it is. Today, Tulip and I will be briefing you about various aspects of the resume and brief you on how to formulate these sections and make them better. So now, moving on to the next slide, before digging deep into the document, let us first see how we should name a resume file. It is advised to keep your resume files to be useful, relevant, and professional. And often people name their resume files as resume.pdf. Well, doing so can make your resume lost in the vast sea of other applicants. A resume file should therefore be named as resume and your full name. If you're applying for any position within the university, then you can also include your registration number in that. Moving on to the email ID convention, the most standard and recommended form of a professional email address is, of course, the one which includes your first name and last name, but in a lot of cases it is available. If it's not available, then you can always try to go with something professional, including various combinations of your first name initials and your last name, as you can see in the slide. So now let's talk about the phone number convention. The first thing to remember is to just mention the numbers that you are active on, and you should also incorporate the international format of writing the phone numbers, which for India starts from +91 followed by 10 digits and appropriate spaces. Moving on to the personal handle section. In my opinion, one should not add too many personal handles, adding like one portfolio link, which includes all the information about you, is enough. And it is always beneficial if you are aware and active in your handles. One of the most important that you need to do is to interact with the posts and people you want to reflect to your recruiter. About the naming conventions inside the resume, onto the next slide. Always remember to use the same number of alphabets for naming months and dates and follow the same throughout your resume. Remember to be consistent and uniform and avoid unnecessary words. Talking about the projects and skills, which is the most important aspect of any resume, First, let's talk about the skills. It is always advised to write the skills in order of your expertise, to not list everything. Listing everything in the resume may reflect that you're only sitting and learning and not implementing the knowledge you gain, and it might put you to ridicule. One very important thing is that remember to not attach any links to your project or certifications, as a lot of interviews might happen in person and then those links are just useless. The project aspect, put the first project in the resume as something that you can clearly explain and have an expertise on. A lot of people often ask, how should I put up a good project? Well, the definition of a good project is often like related to something great, something grand and complex. Let me tell you that a project need not always be grand. It should just be out there and solving a real life problem. It is also very important to get people to review the project. As of course, we all need people who give and advice, as that is how we improve. Over to you, Tulip.
Thank you so much, Shreya. I'm Tulip Agrawal, a third year student and the non-tech lead here at GDSC VIT Bhopal. So let's start off by talking about the internships and previous experience section of the resume. The first and foremost point to cover here is about how to write and what to write. The answer is that wherever required, just put relevant action words. Understand what they are and use them in a very powerful manner. A lot of companies like Bank of America, Deloitte, and Amazon do look for non technical skills in addition to your technical or hard skills. Second of all, a lot of students with this section, especially the freshers, struggle and have a constant doubt in their minds about what to put in this section if they have no previous internships or so. Well, the answer to that is a lot of student ambassador programs or non-tech internships like graphic designing, social media intern, etc. If there is no other resort, yes, you can surely add them to your resume. If you are looking for non-tech roles like consulting or so, then this surely will add value to your profile. Furthermore, I'll suggest for now, if you have any experience working in a team or as a volunteer for any organization or university club, you can mention that. If not that, then maybe something from your school works for now. Next up, we have is the extracurricular section. This section can further be divided into three subsections, which are achievements, responsibilities, and extracurricular. The achievement part will basically contain all and any notable achievements from your 12th standard to the current year. The responsibilities will contain a crisp information about your positions in any university or clubs or any social or volunteering work that you have done. The extracurricular subsection will mostly contain your participation in various activities like college fests, hackathons, external contests, or hackathons. Next, we have is the hobbies and language section. In here, mention hobbies which will showcase not only your interests but also your talents. Only mention languages that you are aware of. Try to not overdo this section and keep it crisp and precise. Now, there is a very crucial and important aspect of the resume is show, don't tell. This applies to your entire resume and talks about how you need to design your resume in such a way that you show your skills to your recruiter and not just tell them out. I believe, with respect to hard skills, that is the technical skills, show your skills using your projects and certifications rather than just writing about them. It is also important to be consistent about your skills. Maybe avoid putting more than two projects in two different domains. It shows instability. The questions asked by the recruiter will be from the very start of your resume, and thus it is in your hands to manipulate the beginning of your resume in such a way that she or he can only ask questions that you can answer and are aware of. In fact, the ones that you are aware of and do not have skills on the resume that you don't want to be asked about. Focused on the skill certifications that you want to do and create a plan as to when and what certifications you want to pursue. Lastly, moving on to some general tips. Now, I believe that the first question any interviewer might ask you is tell me something about yourself. In order to ace this question, all you need to do is answer these four simple questions. That is, what is your name, where are you from, what are your areas of interest, and why does the organization interest you? In order to showcase the versatility and dynamicity, one needs to create a primary and one secondary profile. A primary one that showcases what you're passionate about, and a secondary one that tells the recruiter that you are more than just your primary profile. In my opinion, it is best to not get too much into one domain so that your skills don't translate into the other domains. Recruiters might look for flexibility and thought process. Therefore, have a timeline in your mind for your aspirations before sitting for interviews and tell your failures, your successes. Be open with who you are. Moving on, check yourself the links, the phone numbers, and other personal information that you have written on the resume. And do not copy paste descriptions about yourself from the internet. Keep in mind that your resume does not include all the work that you have done in the last 3 years, but only your good work. It is important to have a balance of technical and extracurricular. Some very notable insights might be that the conventional length of a resume is one single page. And in order to introspect and find out how you are improving, one can keep a track of their resumes month-wise and also have an accountability partner to keep a check on your achievements. Now we'll be doing a fun activity where we'll be talking about ATS scanning. So ATS scanning is basically an applicant tracking system which helps the companies to organize the candidates for hiring and recruitment purposes. These systems allow the businesses to collect the information, organize prospects based on the experience and skill set, and filter the applicants. For you to follow with us, I think we will put this link out in the chat. Okay, so once you open that link, you will be redirected to this page where if you scroll down, you will be able to see that it gives two options that says scan my use a sample resume. For now, we'll use a sample resume and show you how the ATS scanning works. So an ATS scanning is mainly divided into four aspects, which are a document synopsis, the data identification, the lexical analysis, and a semantic analysis. Now, in this resume, you can see it has a ATS score of 85, which is pretty good for entry-level resume. Talking about the first aspect, which is the document synopsis, it basically provides you a brief summary of an overall overview, you can say, of the important aspects of your resume, like whether it is an ATS compliance resume or not, what type of file are you using, what is the file size, what's the page count, and the word count. For this resume, I believe it is pretty much like the document synopsis seems great. Moving on to the next one, which is the data identification. This part will usually identify information like phone numbers, email addresses, the LinkedIn URLs, the education, work history, skills and achievements, and the date formatting. Here we can see in this particular resume, the LinkedIn URL is not identifiable, and it says that we are unable to detect the URL to your LinkedIn profile. The third being the lexical analysis, will throw light on the usage of personal pronouns, the numericized data, the vocabulary level, reading level, and common words. In here, we can see that in this resume, there is a usage of personal pronouns, and it detects that two occurrences of personal pronouns are there, and it is usually advised to avoid doing so. In the end, we have the semantic analysis, which is the last aspect of the ATS friendly resume. It will cover things like the measurable achievements, the soft skills, hard skills, and the skills efficiency ratio. In this particular resume, the soft skills are just 3. So it says that this is on a low end, a few more soft skills to your resume, which is right. You should have a particular, a fair ratio of hard skills and soft skills, I believe. Now, if you guys are following up with us, it would be great if you share your ATS scores here with us on the chat. And if you end up with a lower ATS score, I believe with the insights that we have shared, it will surely help you in order to improve the ATS resume score and take you to newer heights. Finally, thank you so much, guys. That's all from my side for today. I'd like Esther to take over now.
Thank you, Tulip. Good evening, everyone. Hi, I am Esther, Women Tech Makers team member at GDSC VIT Bhopal. So, to start a discussion on how to create and update impactful LinkedIn profiles, what is the role and importance of LinkedIn? You might all be aware that LinkedIn is the largest professional network on the internet. It is a powerful source of information, promotion, and networking opportunities. So your professional profile will be is essential in marketing yourself to potential employers and clients. Sorry. Which is why if you have not yet created a profile on LinkedIn, you should do it now. uh, let's look at some methods and techniques that you should incorporate when creating your LinkedIn profile. The first is customizing your profile URL. It might sound very basic, but it is an essential tip for starters to create a custom LinkedIn profile URL. You might notice that the default LinkedIn URL for your profile is full of random characters. So it is advised to customize it so that it is cleaner, it is easier to share and read, while also being user friendly. It also improves search engine optimization, which increases your profile's visibility on various search engines. So we'll see on how to change your public URL from your desktop. First, you need to click the me icon right at the top of your LinkedIn homepage. From there, you click the view profile. From there, you have to click edit public profile and URL on the right rail. Under edit your custom URL, click the edit icon next to your public profile URL where you will find an address like www your LinkedIn URL. Type the last part of your new custom URL in the text box and click save, and you have your own custom URL. One thing to keep in mind that it is case insensitive. So using uppercase or lowercase letters for the same part will redirect to the same profile. Moving on, setting up your profile. After you have set up your LinkedIn profile, you will need to add basic information like name, profile picture, headline, and summary, etc. Your headline should convey who you are and what you're about in a very short, clear, and concise way. Your summary is a brief description of what you have done and also what you want to do. Use keywords. It is very essential to use keywords that describe your specialities, skills, and what you do. Keep your headline and summary relevant and profession specific with accurate grammar, which ensures that you're found by the right recruiters. A good LinkedIn summary section includes following things like your years of experience in your current field, a list of your most relevant skills, your current job title, any relevant accomplishments from your past, and what you're passionate about. All right, moving on to the profile pictures, do's and don'ts. Everyone knows that a picture can tell 1,000 stories. So before choosing a LinkedIn profile picture, ask yourself, is it professional enough? You should go for a picture where you're wearing a professional formal attire, and ensure that the picture is a close up and has an amicable look to it. The ideal size is said to be about 400 to 400 pixels. You should avoid small and low resolution pictures. If the picture looks a bit blurry when you upload it, you may want to opt for a different one. As highlighted in the screen in front of you, there are some of the suitable profile pictures we have shown here. All right, that's it from my side. Over to Shireen.
Thank you, Esther, and good evening once again. I'm Shireen. Continuing about how to maintain an impactful profile, one important aspect is to use action words. Action verbs provide instant information and are often the first words that hiring managers see after your name. Doing your research and using industry specific action verbs will make it easy for hiring managers to see what they want on your resume and prompt them to spend more time reading through your skills. Use effective and dynamic action verbs while describing your achievements and accomplishments. This is the key to grab a recruiter's attention. Instead of using overused action verbs such as led, managed, assisted, etc., try being more specific with what you want to describe. This can be also done by adding numbers or statistics. Let's run this through an example. A good example of a statement would be led a team of designers, engineers, and writers in the creation of a new blog series that resulted in over 1 million unique users visiting the site. But a better example would be conceptualized and spearheaded a new blog initiative that united engineers, designers, and writers, generating over 3 million organic sessions and introducing over 1 billion unique users to the website. This contains the required statistics and is very specific about what action was done. Continuing on, highlight your skills and take skills assessment tests as skills is the new currency. You can add and remove skills from the skills section on your LinkedIn profile. Maintaining a relevant list of skills on your profile will help others understand your strengths and match you with the right opportunities. You can add up to 50 skills on your profile, but make sure to add all industry specific skills only. Skill assessments are a great feature to prove your expertise in a field. You are awarded a badge based on your relative performance, and this is highlighted on your profile as well. Additionally, focus on honing your technical skills since soft skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, etc., can be evaluated during your performance in interviews as well. Recruiters are quite desensitized to redundant and generic skills such as team player, good listener, etc., since they are applicable to almost all people to an extent. You can get endorsements to these skills as well by contacting people from your network as they make your profile more presentable as well. Continuing on, you should optimize your experience section. Keep your experience section updated as it is one of the primary factors in determining your qualifications for a job. Include all of the responsibilities and achievements and remove any work experience which becomes irrelevant from time to time. You can take note of the following points while adding or updating an experience in the section. Firstly, you should initialize your experience for any role by mentioning an overview of your work and the industry expertise. Use past tense while editing the section and write the correct details and fill the information truthfully and honestly. Avoid the usage of pronouns such as I, we, etc. Now, elaborating on the previous point, it is better to use first person in your LinkedIn profile as the tone sounds more personal. LinkedIn, although commonly used for job searching and recruiting, is still a professional social network. Therefore, writing in first person seems more authentic and natural. Third person seems more passive and is preferred for resumes only. It seems as if someone else is speaking about you. You should use first person when writing a LinkedIn summary. As LinkedIn is a social media platform where professionals attempt to connect with others, a personal touch is required. Third person is much less personal and is more passive. Although I would like to re emphasize on the point that the usage of I should be avoided as much as possible on both your resumes and your LinkedIn profiles. You should include your licenses and certifications as these are very valuable in showcasing your knowledge and expertise on your profile. If you have certifications that are highly relevant for your role or the desired position, you should include them on your profile. You can scroll down to the licenses and certifications section on your profile, and if you don't add one, you can add that section as well. By adding the relevant details and saving them, you can add your certification, and this will be showcased on your profile as well. You should maintain consistency with updating your certifications, projects, experiences, etc. Your LinkedIn profile should showcase your passion for learning and upskilling consistently. There should not be a major gap between your experience. LinkedIn is not just about what is on your profile, but it is also about constant and consistent work and updations. Now, we have another fun activity in store as well. LinkedIn provides you the option to measure your social selling index. This SSI score mentions how you're selling your profile and in turn your brand to your network. This score ranges from 0 to 10, and statistically, social selling leaders create 45% more opportunities than peers with a lower SSI. Having a good LinkedIn SSI score is important because it lets you know whether you're on the right track. The URL for the same will be shared in the chat as well for you to follow and get your own LinkedIn SSI scores as we do the same. So as you can see, this is the website for you to get your social selling index score. If I try to get my score, I'm redirected to another tab. So as you can see, my industry SSI rank is 34%, which is computer software industry. My network SSI rank is 10%, which means I'm the top 10% within my own network and connections. Your current social selling index is based on 4 factors. If you're establishing your professional brand worthily, if you're finding the right people, if you're engaging with the relevant feed and insights, and if you're building relationships within your network properly. So as you can see, further details and metrics are given within people in your industry and people in your network about how they are performing in these various domains as well. You can share your LinkedIn SSI score below in the comments section. It changes daily as per our efforts and interaction with people over LinkedIn. Do take care of the areas where you want to put your efforts from the above 4 areas described. Hopefully, this motivates you to enhance your LinkedIn profile within your network and beyond. Now, I'd like to call Esther and Shreya to conclude the session, and then we'll be taking up questions.
Thank you, Shireen. Well, I feel bittersweet saying this, but we have arrived at the last leg of both this insightful session and also GDSC WinterFest 2022. I'm sure you will all agree with me when I say that the last 4 days were a blast. WinterFest 2022 has been a journey of knowledge and discovery. We started our journey from learning how to build mobile apps, acquainting ourselves with REST APIs, got familiar with blockchain technology. We participated in activities like the calculating our SSI scores and ATS scanning. And to place the cherry on top of the cake, learning how to build a stellar LinkedIn profile and resume so that each of us gets the job or opportunity that we want. So, what did we take away today? For me, the first thing was to be consistent in our learning path. You know, it is said that success is the accumulation of little effort. They have to be repeated day in and day out. So, work on your skills daily. Start thinking about real life applications as you learn, which will help you to build projects. Projects are a great way to show your skills and not just tell about them. Start small and you will eventually find your way, I promise. Take part in hackathons and competitions. Don't be hesitant to dive into uncharted waters. There is a first time for everything, and taking that first intimidating first step is always the toughest part of any task. Building a great LinkedIn profile will take time and effort. So keep updating your profile with all of your work experiences and projects that you have built. Add licenses and certificates as you earn them. Keep the basic conventions in mind. You don't want to be rejected because you put up a black and white side face Saturday night out selfie. You know, it is said that one of the great things about LinkedIn is that it is not the same kind of networking that we do in real life, where most of us are shy, trying to meet strangers and awkwardly attempting to make small talk. LinkedIn is the complete opposite. You can network without any pressure. So go all in, don't be afraid, and connect with the right individuals. Shreya, what about you?
Thank you, Esther. So now continuing with the takeaways about the LinkedIn session and all the session we had on personal branding, we also came to know about the importance of identifying and eliminating our skills, taking skill assessment tests, and getting endorsements from trusted connections, the people who know and have seen your work and can vouch for it. When recruiters, classmates, and other people Google your name and click on your LinkedIn, your profile page is what they get access to, and they learn all about your work, your history, education, skills, reputation, and other details you provide. So please remember to be authentic. Minute details like customizing your URL and use of action words go a long, long way and uplift your profile to greater heights. Also, don't forget to take care of yourself and not lose yourself in the rat race. Keep your friends and family close. Don't be hesitant to ask for or provide any help. And on days and moments you're feeling low and you're having a bad day, ask your friend to come over and take a walk to the ice cream shop, maybe make a bowl of Maggie together or vibe to Pratik Kuhar's songs. Never stop believing in yourself and never give up. Like Shintaro Midorima says, don't give up as there's no shame in falling. The true shame lies in not standing up again. And before parting our ways, we'd like to thank all our viewers and participants for making this Winterfest a grand, grand success. We appreciate your time and engagement. Feel free to connect with the speakers and follow the work of GDSC VIT Bhopal and our members to learn, connect, and grow. Now, moving on to the Q&A session where Tulip and Shireen will take care of all the doubts and questions. Over to you.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Esther. I think we'll start off with some questions that are already there in the chat. Okay, the first that I can see is why should we not add links to certifications and projects? Please explain again. All right. I believe a lot of interviews might happen in person. And when you put links to your certifications and projects and the interviewer is, having the resume in his hand, then it's just useless, right? There's no need to have those links there. It takes a lot of space out of your resume, and then it's just out of no help actually. Next up, Okay, if the website is not working, I think you can try again after some time. Or in fact, there are a lot of ATS friendly resume checkers online. You can go and check your score on any one of them. Okay, for a role like SDE, should we add skills like Excel as it may be low level? I would not suggest adding Excel for a role of an SDE because it does not add any it doesn't add any value to your SD profile. But if you are sitting for a consulting role, or let's say a data analyst or even a data scientist role, then sure, you can add Excel to your technical skills.
So I'll take up the questions regarding the SSI rank and LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
First question is, what is network SSI rank? So as you know, when you get your SSI score, it is based on two factors, one within your industry and one within your network. Your network is based on all of your connections, whoever people you're connected with or are following. You get an idea and a measure based on your performance within that network itself. The next question is also about the network SSI rank, so hopefully that was cleared up. I have 24% network SSI rank. Is it good? For starters, that is not a bad SSI score. But hopefully, this gives you an idea about what social selling exactly is and how should you improve this based on the four factors that were mentioned. I have 19%. Again, same point. As you know, your LinkedIn profile is about telling a story. So you should be more active on your profile so that you're reflecting your passion and your accomplishments more. So that will hopefully increase your social selling score as well. I have
Maybe you can
65.
try. Yes, go on, Shireen.
Yeah. Next I have 65% network SSI. That is a really good SSI score for starters. So just continue it and enhance your profile, and you're going good already.
If you want to improve your SSI scores, maybe try connecting with people from your area of interest. Maybe reach out to them and make interaction with posts that you think are relevant to your profile. Maybe not react to posts which are a lot about maybe politics or entertainment or memes on LinkedIn. Maybe try to avoid that. And there is this one question that asks, will the old URL still work after changing it to a user-friendly one, as we may have shared the previous URL? Yes, it will work. So until and unless you don't explicitly go and unlink your previous link that was there, it will still work fine for you.
Then we have, should we add our hobbies in our CVs? Would you like to take it up?
Yes, sure. As I said, as we covered in our resume session, you surely should add your hobbies, but I believe you should add hobbies that showcase your talents. If you are very if you're a trained dancer, maybe add you like to dance. If you are a singer, you can add that. If you want to showcase that you have an analytical problem solving mind, maybe write you like solving puzzles, things like that. Basically, that any and everything that tells about you should be there on your resume. So yes, sure, you can add your hobbies on the resume. And about the recordings and PPT PDF, for the recordings, by the before the end of day, I believe all the recordings will be available to you guys. And for the PDF of this PPT, you can read any one of us on our LinkedIn's or the social medias that we have shared, and we'll provide you the PPTs.
How to check
Okay,
SSI?
so there is a question that says, yeah, can you tell again, Shireen?
Yeah. How to check SSI? Can you please tell again? So as you know, the relevant URL was shared already, and it is also mentioned on our PPT. So do reach out for us, and we'll share that to you. If your profile is already signed in with the same account, you'll get your SSI score automatically for your LinkedIn profile. How is networking with people helps in your branding? So if you want to enhance your personal brand, networking is a very important aspect about it. As we mentioned, social selling as well, that doesn't improve if you're not networking with people. If you're networking with the relevant people, your feed also has the relevant posts about it, and that helps you gain more insight about the industry. This also helps you in getting endorsement, references, etc., which add a great boost to your profile. To what extent can we update our LinkedIn profiles, and what kind of achievements, experiences should we post on it? Since you're a fresher, currently, whatever relevant skills you have, technically especially, you should definitely add them, and just maintain a kind of consistency and don't go overboard with adding certifications, etc. Maintain a decent amount of certifications, achievements, etc. Try not including your school achievements if they are not very recent. And apart from that, just keep updating consistently and you're good to go. I have 32% industry SSI rank. That is a good way to go. And based on the four metrics, you can improve on them and increase your SSI rank even higher. I have 17% network
I'd like
SSI
to
rank.
add,
Yes.
yeah, I'd like to add for to what extent, what all you should post on your LinkedIn. Even if you solve, I believe, one lead code question per day and you post that, then that's good to go. Anything that you feel like is an accomplishment and something that you are, uh, any hurdle that you cross, I believe you should put it on LinkedIn. So anything.
That is true. I have 17% network SSI rank. Is it good? There is a lot of scope to improve, and based on the four metrics, based on growing your network and adding more relevant skills to your profile, your SSI rank will definitely improve. Plus, it also changes within the day. So, based on your activity on LinkedIn, this will also dynamically change as well. I have 93% network SSI rank. That is really good. That's a good way to start off. Uh, Even interviews are in person nowadays. Still, it may take time to open those projects and certifications. It may be useful to keep them handy. And talking about space, we can use an icon to redirect instead of long links. Thanks. Thus, yes, that LinkedIn actually acts as an archive for all of your certifications, projects, etc. You can add the relevant links and just redirect to them directly. So make sure that your profile is relevantly curated, and that would also help you in your interviews as well. Since a lot of recruiters directly see your profile and may recruit you based on it too. I have a 94% network SSI rank. That is very wonderful. Is it possible to increase the deadline for BlockCon submission in a few hours? And speaking of which, we do have an announcement to make as well. As part of WinterFest, we are also conducting BlockCon, a blog writing competition where interested students can share their insights to win exciting prizes. Now, the deadline for it is 31st December, 11:59 p.m. So make sure that you are sending all of your writings before that. The rules and topics, etc., for the competition are mentioned on GDSC's social media handles as well. So don't miss out on the opportunity to win exciting prizes and share your blogs based on the relevant topics. What role do non-technical skills play in your resume? Tulipji, would you like to take it up?
Yeah, sure. See, I believe companies don't just want people who can, sit in front of their laptops and code for 24 hours a day. They do need people who are good with, who have a good, effective communication and who have, also done work aside from their academics and the mainstream things that the other candidates have done. So I believe the technical skills don't play a very major role in your resume, but when it comes to separating between two candidates in a way, then they sure do look at your non-technical skills as well, and it helps them to decide if there's a dilemma between two uh, participants or applicants. Ma'am, I have written blog with how to submit it on link of BlockCon as it is written on WordPress. If possible, and if you can convert it and copy paste it into a Word file, then you can put a Word file in the uh, form link. I think we can also share the form link here. Ayushman, can we share the form link for BlockCon here? Okay. I got 75% industry SSIS and 28% network SSI. That's great, Ananya. Um,
Which we have to post. Saransh, if possible, can you elaborate on that question?
Isn't it better to attach links to our projects in our resume as we first apply for any position either through LinkedIn or through the websites directly? This way the recruiters can check them. I believe if you do put links to your projects in the resume, first of all, GitHub is one link that can have the access to all your projects. So if you repeat and add multiple links in your resume, the recruiter does not really have that much of a time. To be very honest, they do look at the resume for at most 6 to 10 seconds, and then it's more of a conversation that you have in the interviews.
The
About the
BlockCon,
projects, you can just be prepared about the projects. Just know what your project is, and then that's more than enough.
that does remind me, you should never mention anything on any of your portfolios which you can't directly answer in your interviews as well. So make sure that whatever details you're adding, in whatever intensity you're adding, you're able to reply to them and explain them and articulate about them clearly during your interviews. The link for submitting your blogs for BlockCon has been shared in the chat as well. So whoever wants to participate in it, the relevant topics are shared on our social media and handles for GDSC VIT Bhopal. It's a great opportunity to win exciting prizes, so do give your contributions. I got 83% industry SSI and 54% network SSI rank. That is quite great actually. Based on the four metrics, again, reiterating on that, you can improve on it further, and this will really impact your profile within your network and within your industry as well. In case there are any more queries or insights regarding BlockCon or the session, do let us know.
When will you get the certifications? I think within a day or two, all the participants, and if you have filled the attendance sheets, you guys will receive your certificates.
The attendance form link is also shared in the chat. So in order to get your certificates, make sure that you are adding all of your relevant details correctly.
You're welcome, guys.
What is the deadline for
Okay,
BlockCon?
so yeah, so the deadline was supposed to be 30th December 1st, but now the deadline has been increased, and now the deadline for BlockCon is 31st December 11:59 p.m. And you guys can just put up the entries till then. When will you get the certificates? As I just informed you guys, within a day or two, the certificates will be mailed to you guys if you have filled in the attendance forms. And was there some pre-registration for taking part in the blog competition? No, the registration is still open. All you need to do is you can just go to the form and submit your entries. There are 5 amazing topics, and there are amazing prizes, almost up till $72 of worth. So all the best.
So, with that, we would like to conclude Women Tech Makers session on personal branding and portfolio creation. WinterFest 2022 by GDSC VIT Bhopal could not have been a success without your consistent engagement and interaction. We hope that all of the events conducted during these 4 days helped you gain a thorough idea about the topics covered. Thank you once again and have a good night.
Thank you, guys. Good night. Feel free to reach out to us on our socials.